keep things confusing. I think that we both need to stop this illusion. I've been on the smoosh, I've been on the bullshit. I thought that you knew this. Every to the music, losing if we keep things confusing. I think that we both need to stop this illusion. I've been on the smoosh, I've been on the bullshit. I thought that you knew this. Every to the music. You know this, every to the music. Losing, we keep things confusing. I think that we both need to stop this illusion. I've been on the smoosh, I've been on the bullshit. I thought that you knew this, every to the music. Losing, we keep things confusing. I think that we both need to stop this illusion. I've been on the smoosh, I've been on the bullshit. I thought that you knew this, every to the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the African Elite League. And I know a couple of you may have missed me, even if you wouldn't say it in the chat. I'm just going to believe that you've missed me. But my name is Crowns, and I'm out here with man like Priest as we're about to bring you more action in the African Elite League. How are you doing today, Priest?
Yes, sir, my G Crowns. Yes, we did miss you actually. It's been a while. We heard your sweet voice. But low-key. But it's fun. It's fun to have you back. And it's actually really fun to have you back the day that we have 1 million and Titan Gaming.
Yeah, man, I was about to say, like, it's the day we've all been waiting for, the time that we've all been waiting for, because I saw Soul Esports making it into the finals yesterday. Soul Esports, 3 Crown Esports finally making it, and I forget the third team, iMega Esports, yes. I think those were the 3 teams that made it into the finals, and I'm so glad for, 2 out of those teams, which is, iMega Esports and the players there. But anyway, it's good to see that they've made it into the finals. Anyway, that being said, we're heading into day 7 and day 8, which means all the teams are in the lobby now, and then they will be playing 8 games, which is 4 games today and 4 games on a later date, in which they will be making top 10 will be making it into finals to join the first 6 people that have already made it.
Yes, sir. We already had a couple of days already played in, so we're looking forward to who's gonna get their share of this big prize pool of 3,700 USD crowns. That is big bank. That's a whole lot of bags. That's a whole lot of brands to go around to these teams. First place, $8,000 going to the first place team. That's a whole lot of money to share, inside one team. Second place, 650 USD. We're talking USD. 320 USD to the third place team. Fourth place, 250 USD. Fifth place, 200 USD. 150 USD to the sixth place team, and 120 USD to 7th place, 8th place to 10th place, 100 USD, 70 USD to 11th to 13th place, and 14th to 22nd get 50 USD.
Yeah, exactly. And you can just tell that many of these teams are just out here looking at that, prize pool like this is what we are fighting for. But anyway, the points distribution, like I said, it almost looks like it's the same, but it's, you see, 8 to 12, you get 1 point, and that is because normally you need to get to 10th place to get 1, but no, once you get to 12th place, you kind of have hope. I think that kind of changes the way some of these teams play, right? I think that's why we see people going for some early elimination points, because they know even if we die in 12th place, we at least get 1 placement point.
Exactly. It's all about a confidence booster for these teams. They think about all of these things while they are in the game. They do a lot of calculations and mathematics. Saying, okay, guys, if we can get a couple of eliminations right out the gate, we can secure ourselves some points, and we know that at least maybe 4 or 5 teams have been eliminated already. So now we already have some placement points on the board. So all we have to do is just commemorate it with a couple of eliminations, and we should be solid. If we have a target we're trying to achieve in each game that goes by today, so we all have to make these calculations, so they calculate based off of these point systems. So yes, it actually does direct how most of these teams play.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one as we'll be getting started in Erangel for the first game of the day. African Elite League, I got information that a couple of teams were not showing today, of which I would kind of understand. Normally I'd give them a slander for accepting invitation and not showing up for the tournament, but unfortunately we are all aware that the Middle East and Africa Championship starts tomorrow. A couple of these teams are actually here, so that would explain why they're probably absent from it, because they probably want to practice for the next coming tournament. So I'm saying all of this just to switch talking people to letting you guys know that the side of virtual gaming and Titan gaming are not in the lobby.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but then big ups to them, for making it that far and actually getting themselves into the Middle East and Africa Championship. It is a big accomplishment, and that is just one step closer to the PMGC. So we do definitely understand what is important, but still the African Elite League has to go on. The show must actually go on. So we've got 12 teams in this lobby and 47 players up. So, we still have to, give you the best of the experience of the African Elite League, brought to you by 3 Crowns and Monster Energy.
Man, that is something I've not even said in a while today, and that's because I've actually not had Monster Energy in quite a while. Maybe that's why I'm not feeling so energetic, but for many people that know me, I'm more apple juice person. But yeah, big thanks to Monster Energy. Wow, Military Island Zone.
Oh, yeah, Military Island Zone. Looking very, very interesting, But this zone can actually play tricks on your mind, Looking at all of these teams now, anything could actually happen, The Rila Insider actually having a very, very sweet position, dead center there, so making it possible for them to just move into military base and move right out should the zone do anyhow. should the zone do anyhow, I think Rila Insider have a little bit of confidence on how they want to play this. But then, like we said, we've got 12 teams in the lobby, so there's not a lot of eliminations to go around. So everyone needs to be really, really smart on the fights they really want to take.
You like Afro Esports are probably like the unluckiest team in this whole tournament, right? Man, they've just changed their drop spot, and man, they are landing close to the players there from 1 Million Esports. It's painful, very painful, because they've changed drop spots a lot of times in this tournament. And man, the one place that they thought, okay, when we decide to go to that northern side, try to land around like Severny area, the Stolba area, we will be fine. Looks like nope. 1 Million Esports are like, nah, we also have this point. But it's good to see the players there from Afro Esports able to at least make it out of that situation alive.
Exactly, and I'm actually surprised to see the guys from Slime 4KT in this game. I was expecting for them not to show up, based on the fact that there is the MEA Championship tomorrow. But then they actually, they actually came through to bless us with some of that violence that I know that they are capable of. So hopefully, I see this panning out soon. But unfortunately, Afro Esports getting caught out again, just as we said, an unfortunate scenario.
I thought they actually made it out. I thought they made it out, but apparently knows the answer as they do. And this is the thing, Afro Esports. If you're landing with the team, I feel like if I'm Afro Esports, this is not, counting them down or talking down on them. But I just feel like if I'm Afro Esports, the instance I'm seeing parachutes that are not for my teammates, I don't care. Once I find a vehicle, I'm going to the farthest location from any. I'm not even I'm surprised to still see. Look at them. They're literally still in the vicinity of the players there from 1 Million Esports. Bro, I'd have gotten into my vehicle, probably driven all the way to prison or shelter, or probably will find my way to Kameshki. But look at them, just still driving around okay. Come on. It's like they want to actually really realize what team they are with,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're driving around like shit is sweet out here. Shit ain't sweet out here. There's violence going on outside. Don't look out your window, man. But then Afro Esports, stubborn as they are definitely looking out the window, trying to see who is trying to deal damage towards them. They probably do not know that it's the guys from 1 Million, and they will probably pay the ultimate price if they get too comfortable, if they get too cocky. And looks like a potential 1v1 there between Marshall and Neo, I believe.
Well, Neo, one of that man that I know is a very strong fragger, but man, compared to Marshall,
when that S12K does his job, first blood, 1 million. Bet you didn't see that coming. And Stoner to Lazy Boy again.
Okay, Afro Esports, okay. I see you. Okay. I see you.
Okay.
Wow. Taking out two of the strongest men out there on the 1 Million Esports team. It is Marshall and I believe that was Lazy Boy. Man, that is actually a huge, strong energy boost. And I'm pretty sure the players there from Afro Esports there's probably like huge sigh of reliefs on all of them side. And you can just tell, look at them, they know what they've done. And they're just like, we're not going to be lurking around for forever. We're going to be leaving. I'm loving this that I'm seeing from Desert Flame. Seeing them returning back to base, especially knowing that Epic Bullets is not in the lobby, because Epic Bullets is the team that gives them a trouble here, is nice to see. Maybe they might just play better like we used to see them, because Desert Flame, Slime 4KT, these are teams that they've not been playing the way I would have expected them to play.
Exactly, but it's also very, very interesting. What if we actually had like a betting thing? It would have been very interesting for anyone to bet that the guys from Afro Esports would actually use 1 million to get first blood, and maybe take out the guys from Slime 4KT in quick succession. Now those would probably be like 100-1 odds. Imagine that.
Chase him. Let's go, Neil. Chase him. Neil, why you not shooting? Chase him!
And there goes Storm leading them towards Pronto. Oh, this is going to be bad for the guys from Afro Esports. Fortunately, this is not going to work. This is a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
They realized
it's a trap. They knew it was a trap. Definitely, they would have paid the price. Well, now they've turned the tables on them.
It's going on out here in the African Elite League. And I was going to say that, this is something that I just noticed from Afro Esports, that now Storm has turned back because he's realized that they're probably driving into. But anyway, this is something that I'm interested to see, because if it were to be any small team that has not played in this type of lobby, they will continue on that car chase.
Exactly. Yeah, you have nothing on us. We're actually on the upper hand. We have the upper hand right now. There's nothing you can do. But then, the guys from Afro Esports, they've learned a little. They've gotten a little bit of knowledge, so they know that okay, this is a trap. They're leading us like lambs to the slaughter, and they picked up on that and moved to another position now. EFX and Desert Flame Esports looking like some danger has finally ensued. Solly finally eliminating one of the players from Desert Flame Esports, and that will be six squad sent back to the grave somehow, some way. I do not know how Solly was able to eliminate him all the way out here in these streets.
I think that was Desert Flame Esports just trying to get, a head start on that Eastern Bridge. But, Team EFX already gets in there to start things off. And that was because EFX landed in Novo. I see Mad Knights around Novo, but I believe that was a botation all the way from Muta Power, which is interesting to see. But anyway, Team EFX, a team that has changed drop spots a lot of times in this lobby. And every single time they've changed drop spots, it has always worked out for them. It has always been positive. There's never a situation where they've changed their drop spot and it is working against them. So that is something I'm enjoying to see. They landed Novo, left Novo, went over to that Eastern Bridge, and they're able to just hold camp on that Eastern Bridge. They've succeeded in taking out one of the players there from Desert Flame Esports, and I believe they're feeling confident going into the rest of this game.
I have to be genuinely impressed because of the guys from Mad Knights, like you said, already moved all the way from Milta Power down to Novo. But then, this is all for nothing if the play zone is not going to be a military base. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I do not believe the zone until the zone has shown its hand. It is way too early to make these engagements, these rotations rather. But then, just like I said to you earlier, or just like you said earlier, the rotation coming out from the guys from Desert Flame Esports that made them return back to base, it is still an unfortunate scenario because the guys from EFX already made it coming in from that position. Again, the zone moves crowns, the zone moves again, but this does not tell us anything. This zone does not tell us anything just yet. In all your years of casting these events, you have seen when the zone plays tricks on you. This could be a trick.
What are the odds though? Right now, I'm looking at it and I just feel like maybe we might get one of those zones that ends on the water, Because that would be nice to see, right? And that is
what a way to start off the day.
Yeah, right.
What a way to start off the day.
Seeing that we only started with 12 teams in the lobby, right? It's kind of a nice starter, and that's just good to see. If I were to be some of these IGLs, right, probably going to be holding my positions on the bridge. As you can see, this idea of Rila Insider already having one player on that bridge, and it's very nice to see that Slay is the one who was left on the bridge, because what better person to put on this? You see, when it comes to bridge situations, that is when players that are normally considered support will look like fraggers, because for support players, they know how to shoot, right? Especially for those range. So anybody that is coming on that bridge in a vehicle, bro, that is shooting practice for them. Exactly. So they're not gonna light anybody, and that's what I just want to say. Put your best gunners out there on the bridge. You most likely wouldn't run into CQC, engagements, because support players, you would have already even cleared them before they get any close.
Exactly, just like you said. But then now the zone is really going to be the determinant. The zone here is actually going to be the determinant of what is going to happen in the game. Between the guys from Art of Killing and Rila Insider, is actually going to be very, very interesting. What the zone decides, because is the zone going to make Rila Insider move towards Art of Killing, or is it going to make Art of Killing move towards Rila Insider? Because both of them are on the bridge. They are just at different ends. So it's all a matter of the decisions they are going to make based on what the zone tells them to do.
Oh, Team EFX right now reaping the fruit of their labor, more like reaping the fruit of their positioning, as Pyro going to be the first man going down in those buildings. The rest of Team EFX not going to be committing to that fight, as they'll just be staying out there on the top of the hill. And this is I don't know what to say. Sudi's getting an intro knock, but I don't know if the players there from EFX would send it onto that one. Mad Knights, I loved the way they approached that fight. They put a player up on the hill for a flank angle, and then they sent it straight to that position that Pyro was holding, knowing that Pyro would try to shoot. When Pyro tried to shoot, he was getting damaged from all the angles, and man, that was wonderful play from the Mad Knights. And it's interesting to see the aggressive prowess coming through from Mad Knights. Like, the way they attack, it's so interesting and so nice to see.
You know, exactly. Yeah, I do love the Mad Knight combination between Tyson and the Beast. And yesterday they showed us how dangerous they could be with a real sprinkle of ammo in. You know, so that I was very, very impressed watching the guys from Mad Knight yesterday. Like I said, Mad Knight going mad tonight. You know, that's the thing I always say when it comes to them getting ready to take these fights. You know, Tyson working extremely hard. You know, Agent 47 was also on fire yesterday, you know, and they had the opportunity to actually sneak into that top 3, but they didn't start very, very strongly, and unfortunately, you know, they didn't make it to the finals yesterday, and now they run into, you know, the 1 million and the Titan zone. You know, they're actually now going to get a taste of what it is, you know, to play against these guys.
Team that we've not spoken about, but they're in the lobby here, is Team Umbra. You might not know them to this name. Some of you might know them to this name, but in case you do not know them, they were leaders esports in the PMPL Africa 4, out here in the lobby, gracing us with their presence. And I'm pretty sure, like with these teams here, I'm sure we'll probably be getting, you know, probably Titan showing up in the next game. You know, probably try to spice things up in the lobby, make things a little bit more interesting. But anyway, Team Umbra and Slime Pocket here on the shoreline, looking to get things started. And I think we're about to get another zone shift if we've not gotten it.
Oh, wow. Team Umbra, I totally forgot about them, you know, just because they did change their name. We got Carry Boy, we got Ritual, Shadowing, and PRZ. Yes, I remember these guys. They've been absolutely phenomenal, you know, back in the PMPL. They did a very amazing job, you know. Somehow they're back now to show us their abilities and how, you know, they were able to succeed to play at the highest level of competition in this stage, you know. So impressive stuff. We're definitely looking out for Team Umbra to see what they're going to bring today. Actually, we've been so focused on Titan Gaming and 1 million, we actually forgot that these guys. Dang.
I guess we're gonna have to give Priest accolades right now, because this is the one time that you get to be, you know, old-fashioned. Priest decided to be old-fashioned on this. Said that he's not going to decide where that zone is going to go. And right now, the zone decided to favor the mainland and not the island. And look at it. So many of these teams that decided to go for a later rotation will be so thankful as to what has happened, right? And I'm saying this in terms of the likes of Desert Flame, you know, the side of Sidizens Esports, Team Apex, Afro Esports, you know, Team Umbra, Slime. These are teams that decided not to go for those early, you know, move onto the side, right? And then they're like,
exactly, you know,
I feel like a huge,
you know. I wonder what Cyclone Shield must be feeling right now. They are not even in your display. They are not even in the display. Look at the map right now. You can't even see Cyclone Shield Esports because they had another plan, and that plan is looking like it's not gonna work out. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv.
Well, I'm really hoping to see. Like, I'm actually, I can feel the happiness of the IGLs in this one.
I'm telling you.
You know when you think a zone is going to the military island, and then it just doesn't go to the military island, and you're not on the military island yet, you're like, yes, I don't have to bother about where I have to find boats. I don't have to bother about who is on which bridge. I don't have to bother about swimming. Oh, it's such a relief.
You know, and I told you, I love to be old-fashioned. You know, this thing can play tricks on you, man. It can play some heavy tricks, and it might just go northern just now, but it doesn't. You know, now look at that Team Umbra, heavily blessed with the play zone, Now the fights are about to kick off, Crowns.
And given the strength of that Team Umbra, man, I know like these are zones that they're happy about. And just like you were saying about Cyclone Shield, I don't know if I can get the camera on Cyclone Shield for a quick second, but I believe they decided to go for one of their infamous rotations all the way from Ferry Pair, if I'm not mistaken. And right now, it doesn't seem to be working out quite all right for them as they're getting taken out one after the other by the blue zone. But anyway, yep. And Roach is also down from Cyclone Shield. And I can't even see them. Look at it. Oh, no. Cyclone Shield way from the south on the military base. Oh, Cyclone Shield.
Oh, my days, man. That is crazy. It is crazy stuff, man. They lost all of their, they're losing all of their health, they're losing damage. Nothing is working so well. You know, they made one kind of rotation that they didn't expect, and now, you know, it's unfortunate. I don't know if this was the plan all through. I don't know how to feel about these Crowns. I have no idea how to feel about this right now from Cyclone Shield.
The Cyclone Shield off to a rough start. Zone, on the other hand, favoring favoring the game. I'm saying it that way because there's only 12 teams in the lobby. We're down to 10 now. There's about 20% water and 80% land, and it's just just enough amount of land that would make many of these teams get crumpled against each other, as we can already see a lot of clusters going on in every single angle of the circle. Rila Insider have to take a shot. Afro Esports getting started with Slime 4KT as they get one player now. They go for the full send onto Koa and Proto, and we can see Punk on the angle, and this is the kind of confidence that you get when you know that you eliminated two players from the side there of 1 Million Esport. Shots coming in through. Koa goes down to Punk, and Pronto having to hold it up outside the fence. It's certainly a matter of time. He's trying to push up, but he doesn't have that much cover. The pre-fire is coming in through from Punk. Grenades landing, none connecting yet as the third party. Oh no, Savior. Anyways, back and forth coming in through from Punk and Pronto. That piece getting Pronto down, and the players there from Afro Esports, their confidence scaling through the roof right now, as Slime 4KT will be left with just one more player, Storm, to hold down the fort.
Man, that was amazing stuff from Punk there, able to take out 3 players from the guys from Slime 4KT. Slime 4KT undergoing some heavy damage from all around. Now, I do not know what Storm's plan is. I do not know if he's going to decide to go for these heals against one of the guys from Afro Esports, peering down at him, getting that revive, increasing the numbers again for the guys from Afro Esports. They are looking extremely strong as they've got 3 up now once again, but Plaza succumbing to his injuries there as the guys from Desert Flame Esports are now taking the fight into their own hands, eliminating the guys from Afro Esports as well, shooting anything in their way.
This is where it starts to become very chaotic, right? Because of the little amount of, or no, I wouldn't say little, but just because of not so much number or amount of land that we have going into this game, right? So many players are crunched up together. There is barely any cover in the game, and everyone is just getting into every fight. But Desert Flame, they do seem to be having the most fun out of it all, as they have just successfully taken out the side there of Afro Esports, coming in with the third party of the century.
Absolutely fantastic third party from Desert Flame Esports. It's actually very funny when you watch these teams play the way they play. You've got 2 players up, but you still decide to take on those third parties, still decide to put those kill points on the board, because kill points are so crucial at this stage. You've got only 26 players up and 8 teams in the lobby at this moment. So every kill is important. Every single elimination, every decision could have a cascade of potential, potential positions for your team to play from, but all you have to do is make sure you are choosing the right one. Team Umbra finally in some danger against the guys from Mad Knights. Now, this is one of those fights that you cannot predict the outcome just in time. Tyson grenade might just drop on him from PRZ.
Anyway, I was just talking about these positions yesterday, right? I was saying like, oh, these are new positions in Erangel, right? This little compound / dock area was not usually in Erangel. It's just been a new addition. And seeing these teams adapt to it is something that, I've been looking forward to seeing. But Umbra realizing the hard way that there's fishes in the water. They lose one player shadowing, but they have to continue to push onto the side there of the Mad Knights.
Exactly, Team Umbra already down up there with 2 eliminations and still holding this position against the guys from Mad Knight, but now the fight is already here. Amoway pops a couple of shots, but he's get dropped by Carryboy. Carryboy versus the Beast. How is this fight going to pan out? He has more HP than the Beast, and the Beast retreats.
Carryboy for a reason. The hype is there for a reason. That man, one of the strongest fraggers in the region, showing his worth as he's able to get that wonderful knock up onto the side of Mad Knights, chasing down the Beast, telling him, fall back a little bit, bro. Do you know who I am? That is the question that has been thrown out here from Carryboy. It's interesting to see this action out here on this eastern side of the circle.
Carryboy definitely carrying there, but then he was probably no match for the Beast anyways. The Beast just too OP. I've seen his madness as far as this game is concerned. That combination with Titan always goes extremely hard. This grenades just keep chucking. Ooh, drops it straight on Matrix's head. Kage working harder than the slaves back then. He is on fire today.
Okage, Tokage, Afikage. The man, the myth, That man, Kage for a reason, the definite leader for the side there of Team Apex as he sends beautiful grenades onto the side there of Rila Insider. The fight still continues. The zone continues to shrink. 11 more seconds and we're going to have to start, dealing with these zone shifts, but you've got to admire these grenades being sent out from Kage. But if I were to be Kage, I'm grabbing all my teammates and sending it straight into this position onto this being held by Rila Insider as Team Apex. They're doing so much work on the lobby, damaging every single person.
It's actually a very good play. I remember Team Apex actually won the first chicken dinner of yesterday's first Erangel game, so they were putting in a whole lot of work, as far as that game was concerned. And I do believe they are the only team in this lobby with Art of Killing that have 4 players up. So the odds are actually in their favor. Machine, Kage, and Professor putting together their resources just to get this chicken dinner. They really, really need to put the numbers on the board today so that they can get one step closer to those finals.
And talking about one step closer, it's the players there from Sidizens finding their way into that little into this little compound being held by the side there of Team Umbra. But there's 3 teams that have been here going back and forth. It's Team Umbra, Team AFX, and the players there from Mad Might still holding it up in this hole or in this little area. And it's interesting to see. This is just what makes you know that there is a difference, in these teams, the way these teams play. Like, 3 teams being in this same position for close to 5 minutes now. And all of them have not died. They still have at least one player still alive as Tyson gets spotted in the water. So he's like, I was once a fish. You're not gonna kill me with that strat.
It's definitely, I think he probably said that in his mind, like, ain't no way I'm going out like this, But then, big ups to the guys from Team Umbra. You could see their abilities, but then, Boyka working extremely hard as one of the guys from Team Umbra again gets eliminated. Sully has been spotted by Ritual. A couple of shots sent his way with that mounted 3x on that M416. He can clearly see the shimmer of his helmet as he sends those shots his way, but Sully is able to dodge, get some danger off his back. The guys from Rila Insider are still hanging around in that shack because the zone has not permitted them to move from that position. And then the guys from Team Apex are still looking towards that direction. Again, Machine with those grenades as he connects one to Zeke, and Zeke again is afraid. But then Team Apex will not make this push. Just like Crowns said earlier, will they make this push? If it was him, he would definitely be full sending towards that direction. But unfortunately, I don't think that's what Team Apex wants to play.
Like, this is a lot of troubles being used by Team Apex, and we can see it here. Finally, Emoni connects.
It works. It really works.
And I tell you, just with that team out, Team Apex would have so much control on the zone. We can already see them getting into vehicles because they know exactly where every other person in this lobby is. So much information gathered by that team. Machine already getting closer. Asuli is on a 1v2 against the players there from Team Umbra. Ooh, not so much HP there on board. But this is a man that we know can do it. 5 seconds on the clock to grab that first aid. 7 seconds for the side of Team Umbra to grab that revive. Sully finishes first, goes for the push. The Umbra, they hear him, they get that revive up. The drop shot from Ritual shows that man is a ritualist as he takes out Sully, sends him back into the lobby, down to the final 4.
Oh, Badman Bego has been firing some shots towards the guys from Team Apex. He has found Kage and he has eliminated Kage. He got a knock on Professor and now he's trying to cook that grenade towards Blessing. Do they know that the exact position Bego is in? Can Bego 1v4 the guys from Team Apex?
Formation is here, runover comes through and Machine acting like the machine that he is as Team Apex, looking very strong. 5 elimination points to their head, but Art of Killing looking stronger. They still have a full squad up and they are doing in the damage, doing in the work. Lotus grenade just for trolls up onto the machine to get that complete or to get that confirmation is what the players there from Art of Killing are doing. And this is something that I have been looking forward to. I knew Art of Killing were onto something. We could see that growth that they were showing, especially coming into this lobby. They were going in slowly and slowly, improving as they went by, and seeing them playing this well on today's game, I'm not surprised. I'm happy for them.
Exactly, adaptation is the name of the game, and Team Art of Killing have actually finally learned the game. I did make fun of them earlier in the beginning of the series, the beginning of the league, when I said that they've not mastered the art of killing killing, but they've mastered the art of dying because they were usually on the bottom part of the leaderboard for most of the days. But now they finally picked up the slack. They've learned a couple of things, and now they're putting it to good use. But then Blessing sends a couple of shots towards the guys from Team Umbra, and I think Team Umbra have only one person left, and that is none other than Carry Boy, carrying on his back. Is he going to carry their hopes and dreams across the finish line and get them that chicken dinner, or are the guys from Team AOK going to break his bones the moment he peeks his head from behind that cover?
Knowing Carry Boy, right, you know he's not going to do that. He's going to be as quiet as possible. Allow the players there from Art of Killing to push up close to him. But these mollies, these throwables from Blessing from Team Apex, proving to be trouble right now as Professor suffering the wrath of the bullets coming through from the side there of Team AOK. This looks like AOK's game for the taking. It's a 4v2v1. Unless one way or the other, Team Apex and Art of Killing are able to work together, I don't see Art of Killing losing this in any manner. As Professor goes down to the molly, Art of Killing deciding to go for that isolation play, deciding to isolate Blessing. They have an idea of where he is, and you can just see them going on straight. The molly gets sent. Blessing sees that one, knows the push is coming in through. Team AOK sending in 3 players. Blessing tries to get one on the flank. He's able to do so. He's up in a 1v2, goes for 2, gets 2 down, low on HP, goes for the first because that is absolutely paramount. Carry Boy, he was reading that Q feed. He knows exactly what is going on, but he has to face up against Mester. Mester has to hold it up. And now
is the time for Carry Boy to act. Now is the time for Carry Boy to act. He knows, he's ready. He drops the first, he drops the second. Is he going to take the winner chicken dinner? Crowns, this might be some fantastic play from Carry Boy this time around. He knows that it's now a 1v1.
1v1, Carry Boy don't lose this. That is exactly what he's got in mind. He has the information, but not the high ground. Zilla comes in up top. Shots coming in through, and Zilla will clutch it instead.
Zilla the killer. Zilla the killer.
That man. Zilla
the killer.
I had so much.
Oh my days. I did not see that game going that way. Carry Boy. What a time to pitch in. Oh my days, man. Carry Boy, man.
So, like, what? Money was literally on Carry Boy. I'm like, Carry Boy don't lose this. But the instance he dropped down, I was like, oh no, he doesn't have that high ground advantage. And we know what happens when you have that high ground advantage. I mean, it was that high ground advantage that he used to take out, Mester from Art of Killing. And that man, not quite able to clutch that one up, but you've got to give it up for Zilla. In situations like this, if you're the last player up, you know the amount of pressure that is on your shoulders, because you know that if I don't clutch this one, I'm entering Instagram.
The pressure was worse the Crowns. There's nothing you can tell me. Zilla had a lot of pressure on his shoulders right there, and he knew for a fact that he was going against Carry Boy, but he still kept his composure and was able to steal the chicken just in time. Well, still would have been the better word to use for Carry Boy, because he was just gummed to the wall. He was just stuck to the wall there waiting and reading the kill feed, and he actually did come out at the right time, but if he had made a couple of more movements before taking the fight, I'm pretty sure, he would have used that surprise and that terrain to his advantage as the fight went on against Zilla. But Zilla was ready. Zilla was a killer, and the confidence boost for the rest of his teammates after they've made it to this position and after the eliminations that they had racked up. I didn't see it going any other way. But impressive stuff from Carry Boy. They're really, really impressive stuff from them. And Art of Killing.
Well, we would know who did the most impressive in the lobby as we are about to get to see who the MVP of this game was. I feel like it has to be somebody from Team Apex, probably the Machine, or maybe Carry Boy. It's one of those two players, and let's see. Oh, it is Ziller, the man who clutched it up at the
Wow.
So
Wow.
To go.
How? I mean, yeah, man, he's looking kind of, sheesh, he's putting in that work. He's putting in that work.
Anyway, Zilla from Art of Killing able to clutch it up for his team in the moment where it was needed the most, and I'm pretty sure his teammates are probably hailing him right now, because that man, he was the one that came in clutch against Blessing, and then he came in clutch once again against Carry Boy to prevent them from getting 1v4. I mean, they were put in a situation where they would have gotten 1v4 twice in one game. Most valuable team, we're not going to be seeing that as we head straight into the overall ranking. 12 teams already came into this game, but I promise you for the next game, we'll be getting more teams in there, as Art of Killing get 22 points to get themselves started, and Team Umbra gets it. And now, just in case I've not said it, top 10 from this stage makes it into the final. So Cyclone Shield, 1 Million Esports,
Not a sweet way to kick off the first day, you know. That is not the way you want to start, yeah, especially Cyclone Shield crowns. We need to talk about Cyclone Shield. I don't know. Is it that they do not want to go to the finals, or because I'm not sure? Air crowns, I'm not sure. Like, what's the vibe? I don't understand. Like, what was that play? I don't know. I will
pardon them for it, because the reason why I'm going to pardon them for it is because of two things. First of all, good job, because to do that rotation, you need to have found like a lot of fuel. Bro. Exactly, a lot of gas cans.
Bro.
Finding how much gas cans, I'm giving you the kudos for that. Pulling up the rotation, I'm giving you the kudos for that, because I mean, if it had gone to the military island, that would have been a nice rotation. But one other thing I'd love to say, maybe it just came a little too early, right? You know, probably. And that's
Did you say they came a little too early?
Like the rotation went in a little bit too early.
Damn, right? That your choice of words, Crown. They came a little too early. Come on now.
That rotation was a little too
early.
Right? The reason why I'm saying that is because, and I still wouldn't beat them up for it, because it's a military-based zone. You don't even want to be rotating late either. But you know, so many of the IGLs in the lobby decided to wait, and they decided to be like, Priest, you know what? Give it the benefit of the doubt, find another way to get in. And I feel like if Cyclone Shield had waited, and it still went over to military island, zone 3 is still not a late time to rotate, especially when you're trying to rotate from, you know, from the ferry pier area.
You know, I talked about this, you know, it's all about contingencies and your plans. You know, you have to follow through with your plans. You have to be ready for if shit hits the fan. What do we do next? You know, look at, they all fell to the zone. I mean, come on. It has been a while I saw something like that happen at this level of competition. It was absolutely devastating to watch, honestly, because there's always has to be a contingency, Crowns. No matter what you say, there always has to be a plan B. You know, you just can't put all your eggs in the basket like that, you know, and just pray that it works out. It has to be some sort of contingent. I mean, all the other teams, Crowns, they all had a thought, okay, let us see if this zone is really going to decide this for us. You know, like they really thought it through. You know, by the time it was zone 3, there was still a whole bunch of teams still up and running. They were still kicking, you know, but Cyclone Shield had already gotten eliminated without firing a single shot.
Who knows? Maybe they shot at their teammates. But anyway, one thing I know Cyclone Shield was able to do was to give the zone a couple of MVP points. You know, we like to do that once in a while, but that was a one in a nutshell. That being said, we'll be right back with more African Elite League action as we'll be sending it straight into Miramar, where we get to see a little bit of sandy action and the desert. See you soon.
Feeling it. I know that you're feeling it. Feeling it. I know that feeling it. I know that you're feeling it. Feeling it. I know that you're feeling it. Tell me what you wanna do now. Get close to me. Feel the rhythm. Move your body. Tonight. Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Tell me what you wanna do now. Get close to me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me.
That's a whole lot of MB in the drain.
Well, at the end of the day, still better practice. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll come back to the African Elite League. I know I said I'll be right back and it wasn't going to be long, but this time it is going to be long. So I'm going to run you guys through everything that has gone wrong in the background and everything that has gone right. And I know a couple of you are going to be pained with this decision, but I believe that is the best decision that could have been made. The game has started. You can take me to the game. Just keep listening to me. So unfortunately, we're not going to be having three teams are not able to make it into the African Elite League qualifiers, at least for today, especially because of the Middle East and Africa Championship that is starting tomorrow, and we cannot continue to host the rooms with 12 teams or even lower teams, right? Because we feel like it's not going to be balanced when we start to go in the then we start to look at things, because at the end of the day, it's also not too fair, given that we only want to get the best 10 teams and then we're going with only 12 teams, and we understand, and due to us understanding is why we're saying, we will move the day 7 and day 8 of the African Elite League. We'll be moving that to the 16th and 17th of October. Yes, I know you're pained, but unfortunately that is just how it's going to be. The final dates have not been shifted. Finals will still be 20th to 23rd, but we're making this shift, or we're making this arrangement because of the Middle East Africa Championship that is starting tomorrow. We know that there's a couple of teams who would like to get better. So yeah, for this game we do have the regular 12 teams, and then we just brought back some of our old champions that have already made it into the finals. So just come here, try to taste the lobby, see what all of these teams are made of, and let's just have a little bit of fun for this second game of the day. So that being said, this is going to be the last game that will be aired for today. So join us, stay with us, vibe with us as we go through madness in Miramar. How are you doing, Pris? I know you're not happy about that decision too.
Well, it is what it is. I figured, unfortunately, it's an unfortunate scenario because of the breakdown in communication. I figured, all of the teams would be, on par with the organizers, and everyone wouldn't have to, go through all of these extenuous circumstances. I was thinking maybe the guys from 1 Million and the guys from Titan Gaming, Virtual Gaming would have communicated early enough and would have bridged this gap in communication. But it is what it is. We find solutions and not more problems. So big shout out to Cyclone Esports and Monster Energy for coming together and just arranging this breakdown in comms and pushing us forward, still giving us a little taste of action before we call it a night tonight.
Yeah, and as I was saying, I know a couple of you want to be pissed at me, but I just feel like I'm still of the opinion of there is this is actually good practice for the next stage of the AEL, good practice for the AEL finals, good practice for even the next day of the AEL finals. So this is just the time where you could just sharpen up your gun skills, try to realize what you can do. This is 15 teams in the lobby. You can go on along, try to see what teams land where, see how well you can go up against, because from game one, team AOK now knows for sure that they have to adjust on their CQC skills, right, given what almost happened in that first game. So this second game, switch your sensitivities, try it out, see how it works out for you in this game. But once again, huge apologies coming through from the side of Cyclone Esports. This is not how we meant for it to be, but unfortunately this is just how it has to be. We just want to see all of these teams play,
best. We did want to try to give you the best of the best. So big apologies from Cyclone Esports to the fans, to the viewers, to everyone involved. And yeah, talking about sensitivities and CQC, did you know that players change their sensitivities mid-game? I never knew that. I never knew that, Crowns. That is not something I believe I can do. Change, imagine undergoing heavy fire, in a scenario where your team is in a hot, very, very sweaty 4v4, and then you're out there changing your sensitivities because your shots just ain't registering, as quick as they want, so I'm actually very, very surprised, that I heard this recently, that teams actually do change their sensitivities mid-fight, mid-game, in a lobby as hard as this. It's crazy, man.
That's the point, right? If this lobby is this hard, you want to make sure that you're not potatoing shots, right? And you want to make sure that you're CPC, because I believe when a player would do that is, say they just had this encounter with the team, and they just barely wiped that team, or in the process of wiping that team, the top fragger gets knocked, right? Almost gets thirsted. The instance they're reviving you, you're like, okay, this is what messed me up in that controls. Let me just switch this up a bit, because you know obviously that, oh, this is what I did wrong in that, fight. So yeah, they can change it up. Man, first time I noticed this was in, the little TDM tournaments and competitions that we stream, right? You just see the players after they've died like 3-4 times. You just see them in one spot, the phone is moving, the gyroscope is still moving, and then you can just tell that, okay, this player is increasing something. He's definitely toying with the sensitivities right now, or putting on some thumb sleeves. So yeah, I think it's something that which I will even vie that the teams do, provided you know what you're doing. Because it's not just a matter of someone just slapped me in CQC, or I just potatoed this 3x scope, and then I'm just gonna touch my sensitivities and then you make it worse. You want to just touch your sensitivities in a way that you know what made it wrong, and then you can just like always fix it.
You're right about that, but then it's still something I would never see myself doing. I feel like my sensitivity is the way it is because of, the type of way I play my game, and that's not, astoundingly going to just change overnight, so quickly. So yeah, I would never actually just change my sensitivity mid-game. I just don't see how that would do it. Like, my brain is not wired that way. Probably because I have ADHD, but then that should just be me. But big shout out to the guys that do it though, and still manage to, fire those shots and they connect. 3 Crowns Esports finally crashing into the BJE guys in this position. Cacao drops reverb instantly. MG sends a couple of shots, but he then drop down to about 10 HP, and immediately that sends him into a retreat.
Exactly. This is something that I'm not too surprised, because Blackjack Esports are the ones that are, misbehaving. You're the ones in the wrong position at the moment, going over to the place where 3 Crown Esports will land, that is around Impala, if I'm not calling that name wrongly. And you can just tell so much knowledge that the side there of 3 Crown have on this area. And you can just see them taking out the players there from Blackjack Esports one after the other. Petrock loses a whole lot of HP. Like the knowledge of the land coming through from the side of 3 Crown Esports is just nice to see. You can just tell that these guys have been landing here for a while. And look at that beautiful shot from Cacao up onto Petrox, leaving Krona last as the last man left for Blackjack Esports.
And it's very fascinating, to see that it is the teams that have already qualified, are already taking fights against each other. 3 Crowns Esports and Blackjack Esports getting into it right out the gate, and these are already qualified teams. But it is also very beautiful to watch the way the guys from 3 Crowns Esports have actually played this, fantastic positioning all around the map, all around this area of the map. Rather, they've learned, they've adapted, they know exactly where to play from, and they have played it beautifully against the guys from BJE, and BJE just got caught lacking.
Yep, that is true. BJE getting caught lacking, or overstepping.
What is happening?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
That is
Now that's what you call a jack. Now that is what you call a jack in the box, where he gets dropped again by Fantasy. Beautiful work, and it is unfortunate that A9Q got caught out. Oh my days.
Trolling gone wrong, Yo. Where I come from, they say, well, I'll be like, we want troll. It means trouble is like that person who would like to troll. That is exactly, in fact, that is a visual representation of well, I'll be like, we want troll, because that is trolling gone wrong. A couple of teams already sending it straight to the center of the circle. Nice to see. It just makes me know that we are in for a lot of trouble. And it's just interesting to see that this is not, I think this is just like, I wouldn't call it a new meta. I'll just call it like, the things that these teams know, right? You're relatively close to the center, the next zone is not going to be so much of a problem for you, because we're seeing even the newer teams that are being added to the lobby also sending straight to that center, going on or close to the center in the first circle. You already see Team Umbra, fine, they landed around Picado area, but seeing them already moving closer and closer to the center of the circle is it kind of makes me just feel good that many of these teams in the lobby, fine, they do have the same, or they just have that same idea of how to play the first zones.
Yeah, it's actually very, very interesting,
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm receiving so many questions here, left, right, and center, and I believe that is what happens when my name is part of the organizer's name. So that being said, 3Crown Esports, change your name, jeez.
I mean, we're doing some customer care work right now for the guys from 3Crown Esports. I mean, and if you know the funny thing, this is not the first time actually outside in the real world. Some people have actually thought that you are 3Crown Esports. Sometimes like I've actually go into conversations like that where they talk about it and they say, oh, 3Crown Esports is different from Crowns the caster. Yes, bro, that is not the same person. 3Crowns is like a holy trinity, fam, or some shit like that. Crowns is
3Crowns.
one guy.
And I'm pained. I get where they got their name from. I get how it is 3Crown. But still, I'm just gonna actually sue them for copyright or using of my name. I think I can't do that. We'll do that, and I'll tell them to change their name, or maybe I will change my name. My name is Crowns Casts, but it's hard to explain that somebody named Crowns casting for 3Crown Esports is not the 3Crown organizer. It's a lot of explanation to do, but yes, I am just the caster, right? But still, throw your questions in, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my knowledge. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's continue with the Miramar action. Zone 1 is already closing up, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, it has already closed up, pushing us a little bit to that southern side, favoring the whole of Los Leones. And man, given what has happened in the first game, I wouldn't jump to conclusion and say this is going to be a Los Leones zone. I'm just going to wait, let this zone do whatever it's going to do this time before I start to call my shots.
Well, I do believe that this is actually going to be a Los Leones zone, but then is Sidizens the new CLS? Because I'm not really sure what's going on in the map right now, but it looks like Sidizens might just be the new Cyclone Shield Esports in this zone, as they're actually getting, they're actually rotating. If you look at the map, they're actually really rotating really, really late right now. Look at them all the way out there, in the north, or is that northwest? I don't know when they're going to make it into the play zone, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to pan out for them. Afro Esports in that dead center, side by side with the guys from 1 Million. This is an opportunity actually for 1 Million to to bump themselves all the way up there on the leaderboard and not have anyone contest them as early as this, especially guys from Titan Gaming and Virtual Gaming Squad. But then we're looking at this from an organizer's point of view, and then I think that's why the rest of the games, it wouldn't just be right for them to hold, as we're trying to get the best of the best. But then these teams, I believe they have this opportunity to do their absolute best, and get some points on the board. But then I do not know if the points for today are going to count. In my opinion, they should, because these teams have actually put in a lot of work, put in a lot of efforts, and the schedule has remained the same so far. But, hopefully it works out for everyone's best interests how this goes.
I don't think the points should count though. But anyway, that is that. Like I said, that's two various opinions. We'll be leaving it to 3Crown Esports to make the decision. And even the 2 days that this will be played, also we do not know what date it is. I actually thought it would be on this, so I felt like it would be on the 16th and 17th. But I believe the PMCO starts on the 17th, so that might also cause a couple of problems because a couple of these teams are also playing in the PMCO. But one thing I know is that regardless of what happens, we will find a way around it. Probably the time of games would be changed to accommodate for those events or something, but I know like there would be an announcement by 3Crown Esports. So if you're not following 3Crown Esports on Instagram, now is the time to hit that follow button, just so you know when they drop the announcement and what we will be doing going in or continuing on this one. You were talking about the Sidizens, and I'm not too worried. This is Miramar, unlike Erangel or unlike CLS were in a boat, right? Sidizens are probably in vehicles right now. So, and I know Sidizens to be one of those teams that like to go for later rotations into the circle. So, not too surprised to see them still in the blue zone right now. Plus, it's zone 1. I don't think it's going to do too much damage or scratch that. Zone 2 shouldn't be too hurtful, but, that's going to be a couple of bandages going off as we see the fight breaking out on the northern edge of the circle.
Now, Slime 4KT get into a little bit of a skirmish against the guys from Mad Knight, the Beast, and Agent 47 side by side. Comrades in arms, brothers in arms, trying to fend off the assaults coming in from the guys from Slime 4KT. Is unfortunate, but Slime 4KT have already gotten one confirmation on one of the guys from Mad Knight. And Mad Knight not looking too strong right now as Pronto fires some warning shots towards the direction of some invisible enemies. But Tyson holding down the fort, somehow holding down the fort against the guys from Slime 4KT as the assault continues.
Well, Slime 4KT definitely not happy with how they went out in the first game out there in Erangel. Good gracious. Anyway, not so happy with how they went out in the first game, and you can just tell that they're coming into the second game with a little bit more, more anger and frustration coming in. I'm pretty sure they're probably even angry that, this game is probably just going to be like a scream match. And look at this rich man, just chilling out here with red flipping vehicles, bro. Damn.
I don't even know what vehicle is that. Is that a Bugatti?
No, it's not. That is apparently this is PUBG Mobile's first PUBG Mobile original car skin. All car skins actually have a kill effect, kill message. So if you run somebody over with that car, it's gonna be a custom kill effect. Cyclone Shield.
Again, Roach getting caught out again. I mean,
man, I think they had
don't know how
in one vehicle, because seeing that 3 players just jumped out of one burning vehicle. It's not giving too well, and
it's actually very it's downplayed, because I think Zero just joined Cyclone Shield Esports. The addition of Zero to the team, I was expecting a whole different kind of performance from them, because I've known Zero for a long time. I've played alongside him. He has been very, very fantastic, during the duration of my time with him, so I knew that, his addition to the team would be very, 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 very positive, but then I've not seen anything interesting from Cyclone Shield Esports. But look at that zone. And now, Citizens have a very, very beautiful shot. One touch. One touch is all it takes. Yes, sir.
Take him out of the game.
Oh, that's Enter Studio, girl. That's Enter Studio. Now we the odds now.
I keep saying it, man. I actually should get into the studio. Man, someone said something in the chat. It's like, if I'm not 3 Crown Esports, how come we have the same logo? Fair point. I probably don't have an answer to that. At least not yet. So I'm going to think about it.
It's actually true. I've never actually thought of that. The logo is kind of similar. Yeah, I
it's just like, but then to find a go and rotated it, right?
So to the side. I mean,
I see what you did there. I'll put a little bit of thought in it. But right now, many of these teams, especially Afro Esports, who were hoping the zone will end in Los Leones, have to, start to move. Citizens, like you were saying, they do have a nice path into this new zone, and I'm pretty sure they'll be happy. The instant they get into that zone from that, western edge, and no one is shooting at them, they know that, this is a game we can assert our total dominance on, and I'm hoping to see Citizens capitalize on this zone that they have gotten. But the rest of the team, Rila Insider, 3 Crown Esports, EFX, all have to find a way into that circle from the northern edge, and we look forward to seeing them do that one as Afro Esports starts to push onto the side there of Desert Flame. 6 squad. 6 squad and Flacco having to push up onto Stoner. We saw what Stoner did in that last game alongside Punk, but can Stoner do it all alone this time? Pushing up onto that meetings are hard,
Yeah, we're talking about Afro Esports. I think it's finally this is the time where they have actually found their footing, because that was some fantastic stuff from Punk. I didn't even know Punk was OP like that. I didn't know he was chill like that, But then Stoner also putting in some shots towards Flacco from Desert Flame Esports, and the guys from Afro. It looks like I said earlier, looks like they found their footing and they are actually starting to dominate. But then 1 Million sending some shots. Senkei's using that mini 14 to deal some damage towards Mercury, knocks him down. But I think the revive is going to come in from Pyro. Pyro has been very, very OP as this tournament has moved to this stage. He has been very, very OP for the guys from EFX. I think he has even taken MVP once, but Team Umbra, Shadowwell getting blown up, and Ritual joining him instantly, and Slime 4KT finally showing their true colors.
I think Citizens were not the only team who had that western rotation in mind, as we see Slime and the side there of Team Umbra also having that same idea, but it looks like Team Umbra and Sidizens will be the ones losing players in that engagement. Bego 666 goes down once again for the Sidizens. I'm pained about that one, but Sidizens, they would have two of their players, 11 and Kuma, running into the side there of Cyclone Shield.
It's really what happens, when everyone is trying to play almost the exact same type of gameplay, But then looking at Kumalala's position, it looks like he's probably going to spot the guys from Team Umbra once they decide to make that rotation or make that move into the play zone.
Yeah,
but then Team Umbra have too many. They have too many ops inside of the play zone. Team Umbra, I think they have a lot of people that are seeing them.
You don't peek that, bro. This is Senke, my guy.
Wow.
Slowly realizing that in a very hard way, as the mini 14 taps coming in from Senke have been absolutely pinpoint. Today, and see that man do it, I'm not too surprised. I mean, Senke for a reason, nice shots coming through from him. But anyway, Zone continues to move on to that southern side, as many of these teams would have to find a way getting into that southern side of the circle. As Boyka, come on,
what a way to spin!
Is that the P?
Wow! Senke again.
What will we do without Senke right now? Senke for president.
Senke's position has to be immaculate, as the guys from CLS getting their asses handed to them by iMega Esports once again. CLS getting caught on the back foot. Slime 4KT falling short to Team Umbra.
And man, a whole lot of trouble on the northwest and the northeast, as we see 1 million and the FX on that northeast, coupled by Rila Insider and Slime 4KT going head-to-head and toe-to-toe against the side there of Team Umbra. Carryboy goes down. Same thing can be said about PRZ, as they have just one more player in that blue zone to hold down the fort for them. It is shadowing, taking in those long-range shots. He's got a sniper in hand, and I believe, seeing the way players have been using the DMRs today, I believe Shadowing can do it. He's hoping that someone peeks him, bruv. You can just tell.
I can tell, I can see his fingers are probably itching to just, press them down on his phone screen and just let the bullet start ringing out in that particular direction. He suspects there are some ops. So you have to be impressed with the way these guys have been handling these rotations coming up from these teams, as Marshall falls from a high location and then Venom falls into the bullets of Kakao's M416, and 3 Crowns Esports dealing some hefty damage towards the guys from 1 Million Esport. Senke can only return fire. Senke for president, like Crowns just said now.
Exactly, and seeing these players there from 1 Million Esport handle this much pressure or this many teams kind of gives me Team Soul vibes. But man, they're not putting it off with so much finesse, or with as much finesse as 3 Crown Esports now, down to Slither of HP. All they've got is bandages, as 1-9 would not be able to complete that rotation. And I don't know about Kakao, he's got a little bit of boosters, and imagine if he doesn't find first hits in this crate. That's a GG, my guy.
I think he's going to find, he finds. Imagine not finding though. That would be the worst luck ever. But I think is he still outside the zone? Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is. I feel like he's
still outside the zone.
If he didn't find any, that's the perfect time to just start clapping emote like GG.
Yeah, you probably be telling PUBG, you do this one.
You do this one.
Nice, you do this one.
Zone continues to shrink and get smaller and smaller as we go over now to that southern edge. And man, if you know the southern edge very well, this is the very thick brown part of Miramar, as Rila Insider gets scratched by the side of iMega Esports. They cannot wait anymore on that northern edge. Slay having to hold it up in close quarters, but cannot do it in that 1v3 situation onto the side there of iMega Esports. This team showing us why they are one of the teams that have made it into the finals, already up to 6 elimination points. They, man, are on fire.
Yes, sir. iMega Esports, Nagato and Matador with Yaya and Devil, the ultimate roster for iMega Esports, showing us why they are considered one of the best teams in this particular tournament right now. The guys from Art of Killing already have 2 eliminations in their belt. They've been looking very, very strong coming in from that chicken dinner in the first game. And I know that their spirits are up right now, but the guys from Sidizens are also not too far away from Art of Killing. They're not too far away from Team Afro. They are all chilling around in the same area. But look at this zone, Crowns. Look at this zone. Slime 4KT, iMega Esports, 1 Million's Lazy Boy, and Shadowing from Umbra, all outside of the zone. And there is no space to fit them through.
Exactly, and this is where it starts to get crazy. In zones like this, there's probably teams on every single edge. This is where your scouting has to come in through. This is where you're getting, intro knocks is very, very crucial, and that's what the players there from Slime 4KT and Mega Esports are going to need going into this circle. And these teams that are holding the edge, these are not teams that you can reckon with as Citizens looking to probably take that. They might be taking that 3v3 against the side there of Slime 4KT and Art of Killing, going for a little bit of a spread, trying to, gather as much information on these parts of Miramar.
Exactly, and I thought about this earlier, the other teams like Cyclone Shield, Team Apex, I feel, there's a whole lot of energy that they could, spend towards eliminating these teams. But then Slime 4KT have been doing a majority of damage towards all of these teams. Fantastic work from Ladyboy, but Devil spots him and drops him, pops, locks, and drops instantly as he goes down to the zone instantly again. But yeah, getting spotted by the guys from Slime 4KT. AOK also working extremely hard.
And that is the intro knock that the players there from Slime 4KT need as that zone continues to move on to the south. This is absolutely, an absolute nightmare for them. Nice nades coming in from Hunter, but he's not going to be connected onto the side there of Slime as Punk is going to get spotted by Storm. And Slime 4KT meeting more than they may have imagined. Grenades being sent towards their direction. It's they're fighting against two teams out here on this, northwestern side of the circle, and it's not looking so nice for them right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bro. The pressure is getting real, bro. Afro Esports getting under fire from the guys from Art of Killing. The last time I looked at Art of Killing, they had 2 eliminations. Now they are up to 5. That's to show you that the juju is working. The juju is working over time as the guys from Afro Esports are now under Pepe again. They've been dropped down to 2. They've been dropped down to 1 player. That's Hunter. Nice grenade from Hunter, but nothing connects. It's not by force to throw grenade now. It's not by force.
You can literally see Storm there. All he just has to do is come out. But then there's a smoke that is kind of obstructing him, which is why he has to move, get away from this position, try to work on getting better into that circle. But man, doing that with a buggy, maybe not the best of ideas. Storm, he's been waiting for that move, and that move eventually comes through as they send in 2 players onto the side of Citizens. Kumalala up in a 1v2 situation in a little shot, gets pushed by Koa, and he gets taken down instantly as that zone continues to close up. It is hurting badly. Zone 6 is what we've got going on right now as Slime 4KT add 1 more elimination to their count. Art of Killing still looking strong in this lobby.
Yes, sir. Art of Killing looking extremely strong, having the same number of eliminations as Slime 4KT, and that is 7. But then they still have the numbers advantage, and they Agent 47 completing the contract as he eliminates the last player from Team Apex. Now we've got 5 teams left in the lobby with 11 players. Mad Night. They are about to go mad tonight again. Going against guys from Art of Killing. Zilla has been spotted behind that crate, but then he does not take the engagement. Agent 47 chilling very, very close to that position, and they send him crawling back with a grenade. That is a warning. Do not come any closer.
Exactly, that is the word being said. But Storm from Slime 4KT has been doing a lot of work for that team. He's the last player left. Grenades being sent onto his side by the side of Art of Killing as they are looking as strong as ever. This is almost like a replay of that Erangel game. They are looking stronger right now. All 4 players alive. And if you know this map of Miramar too well, you would know that it takes a lot to keep all four of your players still alive at this time of the circle. A lot of zone control coming through from them.
Exactly. You have to respect the guys from Art of Killing. And we said it earlier, it seems that they have finally learned. They have picked up a couple of tricks during their stay in this tournament. I mean, playing 6 days, they have definitely learned something. And I told you before, I used to make fun of them saying that, oh, they've learned the art. They don't know the art of killing. They know the art of dying because they kept dying and dying. But then now Slime 4KT finally eliminated by one of the guys from Mad Night, I believe, or is that Art of Killing? I'm not even sure because the bullets just keep flying all around. 11 to OP with these bushes. He goes right back. He goes right back to the bushes.
Deciding to be as quiet as possible, and these are the situations where you have to admire the trigger discipline coming through from these teams. But Art of Killing, I would have said they had 1 revive to deal with, but it turns out they don't. They have only 3 men left, as Lord did get confirmed. He got flushed in that engagement, but now it's a 3v1. Both teams probably think, in fact, matter of fact, the players there from Art of Killing probably think it's a 4v3, right? Because, they do not know how many players are there on the side of the Mad Knights, and the Mad Knights, they know that they are in a 3v3 3-3 right now against the side of Art of Killing, but it's now a question of who can play the attack and who can play the defense better. 11, on the other hand, that man can play spoiler onto the side of these players there from Art of Killing.
You know, imagine if 11 actually clutches this. Now that would be a sight for sore eyes. It would be absolutely fantastic. You know, he's in the top 3. You know, they've got no eliminations, and that's just unfortunate. But then the guys from Mad Knight, they do not know that. The guys from Art of Killing do not know how many players are in Mad Knight. Oh, Pain drops Agent 47. They fails that contract. Now it's up to the Beast and Tyson, and these 2 players are basically one squad. Zilla has been spotted by 11, and he gets eliminated instantly. Now it's 11 versus Mestre.
Mester, on the other hand, though, he has to go back up to, reposition. Mad Knight able to get that revive up onto Agent 47. As like I said, 11, he's the pain. He is the pain. He's the spanner in the works. He's the needle in the haystack against these teams as they are looking to just compensate for that last player who they don't know where he is. Art of Killing will be so pain. They look so strong. They had all the advantage in the world. 11 comes in, clears out Mester. He's up in a 1v2. We know he can clutch this one. He has been killed by quick peaks, but can he do the quick peaks here to take them out? He does get one now.
It's a 1v1, 11 versus Tyson. It's Tyson versus 11. It's a 1v1. He pops a couple of shots to the right, but it doesn't connect. He pops again. He drops him down to 1 HP. He's 11 going to clutch it. It's 1v1. Citizens against Mad Knight, and 11 takes the chicken. Oh!
Due to the world, bro. Don't play. 11
Citizens. 11.
And I'll tell you
11.
I'll tell you
clutch.
They only had 4. Only 4 elimination points, and that man got all 4 for their
MVP. MVP. I mean, that's some back-breaking activity. Back-breaking activity from 11 for Citizens. That is one hell of a finish. He literally eliminated the last 4 players in the game. He took them all out. Wow. Fantastic work. What a way to what about he did a 1v2 on this side, then did another 1v2 on this side. I mean, that is you can't make this up, man. You cannot make this up. A 1v2. Okay, you guys want a 1v2. All right, I'll give you one from Mad Knight, then I'll give you another one from AOK. I'm just sharing out the 1v2s all around. Fantastic finish from 11. That was absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to 11 there for finishing very strongly. For the guys from Citizens, that was very, very exciting.
A confidence boost for the side there of Citizens. I was saying it. 11 has gotten, in those kind of situations, like I've seen 11 get peaked. It's 11.
Yes, and it was by Mad Knight. It was Mad Knight.
So I'm like,
now he was the peaker, not the peak.
Exactly, he was the peaker.
He was the peaker. Yeah. He was the peaker this time.
You've got to admire the great skills coming out from that man.
Yes, you definitely have to admire the game coming in from 11 there. I mean, he had probably learned his lesson. I mean, that is what the Africa Elite League is for, learning and adapting. And 11 has definitely learned to be the peaker and not the peaked. Really want to see who that MVP is.
I feel like it's going to be someone else. Yeah, I felt like it was going to be Kakao because I know that man did a lot of work for the side there of 3 Crown Esports, especially in that early engagement with the side there of Blackjack Esports. And then that man was still alive going into that fight with 1 Million Esport. So, putting in a lot of damage on the board. I feel like it's in the damage part. He's probably, leading 11 out there as you see him with 4 elimination points and, 743 damage going alongside with it.
Big damage points from Kakao. I mean, they did get into that little bit of engagement against the guys from BJE right as the game kicked off, and he survived for a ridiculously long amount of time. Again, Art of Killing, 10 eliminations, all over 1,000 plus damage, and surviving extremely long. Big ups to them. Imagine being the most valuable team back to back, because I do believe that they were the most valuable team in the first game. again after winning that chicken dinner. I believe that they also kept, you know, the most valuable team. I think that wasn't, the graphics for that was not displayed, but I still believe that they were the most valuable team. So imagine being the most valuable team back to back. That's to say that Art of Killing have learned a lot. They have learned an absolute lot so far, you know. And I said now they've really learned the art of killing, you know. So big shout out to them. But fortunately, will these points count? I feel they should.
Like I said, I'm telling you the points.
I mean,
not count. I'm on the side
I
of
feel
the
they
points
should
not count. Not gonna lie, but anyway.
I mean, chat, tell us, should the points count? What do you feel?
Like you're not getting.
I mean, you're busting. They're still busting their asses regardless. These teams. Imagine how Art of Killing must feel right now. First place, second place.
If I were to be in Art of Killing right now, I don't even want the points to count. Not gonna lie, because at the end of the day, why would I want the points to count?
I want the points to count. They're working hard regardless.
Priest, I tell you something. Yeah, I tell you something, Priest, right? It's not a matter of, we're working hard, because at the end of the day, this is not the lobby we're supposed to be playing against, right? Why would I want these points to count when, like I know a couple of players that are pissed that are like, I want to play against 1 million, I want to play against VGS, I want to play against these teams. So if these teams are not in the lobby and you're telling me you're not going to count my points, please take away those points. I don't want it. I want my points where they're going to count. And that being said, it's going to be counting on yet another day as we'll be closing things up for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, big apologies on behalf of Crown Esports. We didn't mean for things to end like this, but unfortunately we're going to be ending things off today. Big apologies to all the players, big apologies to everybody, in fact even to Priest, who is a fellow caster here, and everybody that is also watching in the chat. But that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe, stay connected, practice social distancing, don't do drugs, and the vibes do not hack the game. Have a little bit of Monster energy, and we'll see you guys soon. Be sure to enjoy the NBA championship. I'll be out there in the chat, so be sure to come have fun with me. And I'll be doing Jagbajantis too. But anyway, that is long talk for another day. Have a good one. Bye bye, Africa.